What's that? Oh, it's the radio. I was like, what is that noise? Oh, getting about those. Thanks again for tuning in to yet another video. We are test riding the 2024 Sportster S with the Biltwell Gray. It looks like it's missing the fake air cleaner there. What's going on? Yeah, it looks like it's missing that. But of course, let's do a quick little walk around Biltwell Gray. If you guys been watching the channel, you guys already seen plenty of these bikes, all right? It looks like it's got the mid controls on it. So let's go ahead and kick it up off the kickstand. I'm 5'7", and I am able to flat foot the bike. Okay, in case you guys are wondering, let's go ahead and put this on the on position. Is it on neutral? That's what I'm wondering. So let's go ahead and let the ECU do its thing. And it looks like it's, oh yeah, it's a neutral. So let's go ahead and turn this bike on. It's got the Revolution Max hand controls, and it looks like it's missing something over here too as well. Sportster S, 1250. Yeah, it's got the mid controls on it. So mid controls on the Sportster S. My knees are up close to the tank. So I mean, this is pretty much how you want to feel on this bike. It's a sport bike. You want the mid controls. You want good control on the bike. And it's very, very light. You know, I really like the Sportster S overall package. It's just the styling of it. I'm not a fan of the styling. You have the inverted forks. You have that big beefy front tire. I mean, it's got a lot of cartoonish features to it. It's got a lot of cartoonish. You have that stupid exhaust. You have the cafe racer seat. And I mean, I'm not a fan of the overall styling of the bike. I just really like the performance, the 1250 Revolution Max. I like what they did, making the Sportster a little bit more modern and bringing sport back into Sportster. So, like I said, I've test ridden this a handful of times already. I've been test riding the Revolution Max for some time now as well. You know, it's a good overall engine. I'm not sure if Harley has, you know, fixed all the issues, all the electrical issues on it, but I mean, it's missing stuff here and there. It's only got 100 miles. I'm not sure what happened. I don't know why it's missing. It's missing something up here. I don't know what it is. I'm not fluent in these controls. All right, I know that's traction control. I know the riding modes are up here. We are in sport mode already. You can see that because on the Speedo it's got the S. So this is already in sport mode. It's already aggressive. Of course, you can really feel how aggressive the bike is. And the Revolution Max platform, everything about it has been, of course, it's completely new. You have a new frame. The engine itself is actually a stress member of the frame. So I mean, the bike is under 500 pounds, and I believe it's got like 120 horsepower, if I remember right. I believe it's got the 1250T, if that's still a thing. I don't know. I believe that was in 2022, so I might be wrong, but it might be the 1250T, because the Pan America has, it's got 150 horsepower. This one has 120, so it's got a little bit more low-end performance, and that's the trade-off of this, you know, tune or whatever they're doing. Whoa, man! Oh, I'm gonna fly off of this bike. This just I mean, what is going on? Oh man, I thought there was a cop behind me. I was like, oh man, no, I can't afford a ticket right now. I just got a ticket for blocking the sidewalk, supposedly. You guys believe that BS? And you have homeless people taking over the whole sidewalk. I don't want to get into it, guys, but anyways, compare this to the Scout, compare it to the Indian, compare it to the what is it called, the FTR. You know what, I like the FTR. I mean, they're both completely different bikes. You can't really compare them head to head, okay? But yes, in the price range, the engine CCs, the placement, liquid cooled, V-twin, I guess you can put them up against each other, but they just handle completely different, both of the bikes. I like the FTR. I like how naked it looks. You know, the overall design, the performance. The FTR is a beautiful bike. I mean, if you were to ask me between the FTR and the Sportster S, I'm going with the FTR. You know, it's a better looking bike. I think it performs just as good as the Sportster S. But like I said, I'm just not a fan of this styling of the Sportster S. I'm not a fan. You know, I'm looking forward to what Harley does with the Revolution Max in the future. You know, as far as adding more models to this platform. But I mean, that's what makes this Revolution Max so special, is the frame. You can adapt it to just about anything. The Sportster S is the same frame, the same powertrain as the Nightster and as the Pan America, and all three bikes are completely different. They all handle different, all three bikes, but it's the same frame and the same powertrain. You know, that's what, you know, makes them different. It's just the you know, of course, you have the external shocks on the Nightster. This one's a monoshock. You know, the Nightster is a little bit more traditional, with the gas tank being a little bit more traditional to the Sportster. The Evo, of course, the Evo Sportster, this one's dramatically different, everything about it. But you know, the suspension's handling pretty decently. It's a nimble bike. You know, it's under 500 pounds, and even though it's got the fat front tire and the fat rear tire, the bike's still, it's very agile. And same thing as I mentioned with the Fat Boy. No, sorry, the Fat Bob. Sorry guys. Same thing that I mentioned with the Fat Bob. All right, that fat front tire helps with the overall suspension of the bike, the feel of the bike. You know, it helps. Just having a little bit more rubber, it soaks in a little bit better of the imperfections. And you don't have a narrow front tire, so you know, there might be a crack right here, and the tire might catch and fall into, of course, that imperfection. With a wider front tire, it, like I said, it just handles a little bit better compared to, of course, you know, the 19-inch massive wheel that you get on, you know, on the Lowrider S or one of the other bikes, because the rubber, you know, it's not as thick as it is with these other bikes. But I mean, this seat on the Sportster S, it's very thin. It's very minimal. All right, there's not a lot of cushion. I can feel a little bit, you know, of the imperfections, but compared to the Scout, it is handling a lot better. But I mean, the Scout is still, what, $4,000 less. It's what is it? Is it 10,000? No, is it 12,000? The Scout Rogue, I think it's 12,000 bucks. Can't remember off the top of my head, but this one, I believe it's what, $17,000? I'm not sure. But man, this thing takes off. Good response, throttle response. Like I said, I'm 5'7", I'm over the fuel tank. It's got more of the aggressive feel to it, because you have low bars. You have more of a drag feel, even though they're moto style bars. You guys can see the handlebars, but it's, you know, it's low riser, right? It's pretty much right on top of the triple tree on the bike, so you're very hunched over. So there is, you know, there's a little bit of pressure and weight on your shoulders. And what are these other? I know it's the deltoids, but what is it? The traps? Is that what it's called? The muscle that connects to your neck. I can feel a little bit of that weight right there. And of course, you don't have a fairing. You don't have anything as far as wind protection. So you're getting the full, you know, the full feel of the performance of the bike, and it really feels aggressive. It really feels quite aggressive. Very light. And I'm only doing like 30 to 40% throttle on the grip. It just wants to go. But like I said, it's in sport mode, so there's no throttle lag in it. It just wants to get up and go. So, you know, overall good experience once again. But I've already test ridden this bike quite a few times, and I'm not a fan of the styling. The color is pretty decent. You know, I'm actually surprised how good the billiard gray looks. I really thought I wasn't gonna like it, but after seeing it now on the Road King and on the Sportster S, good. It's good. I'll skip on it. I want a touring model.
Anybody want to ride a Sportster S?
There it is. I like the styling of the V twin. It's got that massive. It looks like they changed the. Yeah, I think they changed that. I think they changed the radiator cover. This looks a little bit more exposed. So, yeah, like always, the left side of this thing is absolutely hideous. But there it is, 2024 Sportster S. If you guys are wondering, it's a great overall bike. Nice risk out there on the right. Stay tuned for more videos.